Unfortunately, it seems that Spain are still in the 90s. Spain, rapper Pablo Hasél, who fled to university, sent to jail. Spanish rapper Pablo Hasél, who just I love that the defiance, the fist in the air, smashing. Spanish rapper Pablo Hasél, who barricaded himself inside a university to avoid a jail term, has been arrested. Catalan police entered the University of Lleida and detained him a day after he arrived there with supporters. Hassel is facing a 9-month jail term for glorifying terrorism and slandering the crown. Jailed for slandering the crown. Is this the 13th century or something? What the hell is that? And state institutions over tweets and lyrics that attack the monarchy and police. Tweets and lyrics. Tweets and song lyrics. That's why this man was sent to jail. He was due to hand himself in last week, but defied the order, as he absolutely should have. Almost 2 hours after officers from the Mossos police force went in early on Tuesday, Hassel was led away shouting, "They will never silence us, death to the fascist state." I mean, if you're getting arrested and thrown in jail for insulting the crown, then this might be one of the very, very, very few correct uses of the word fascist in 2021. Who knew? It's been so long since I've seen it. It's been so long since I've seen it, you know? It's like seeing an old friend from a very long time ago. I know your face. That's what it feels like. He was driven away to nearby Ponent prison where he will begin serving his sentence, reports say. Dozens of supporters had earlier built a barricade at the university in Lleida in Catalan, 150 kilometres west of Barcelona. Pardon me. Pictures from the scene show the activist spraying fire extinguishers at police before he was arrested in the university rector's building. The BBC is not responsible for the content of external sites. I think the reason that's there is because of the troll that just happened to The Guardian the other day. At least I hope it is. A spokesman for the Catalan police force told the AFP News agency that officers had entered the university to enforce a judicial ruling. More than 200 artists, including film director Pedro Almodovar and Hollywood star Javier Bardem, had signed a petition against his jail term, which was upheld by a Spanish court on Monday. Amnesty International tweeted that Hassel's arrest was terrible news for freedom of expression in Spain. It absolutely is. That's very correct. Hassel tweeted overnight that he would go to prison with my head held high if he was taken away. We cannot allow them to dictate what we can say, what we can feel, or what we can do. He tweeted, adding that he had chosen not to go into exile abroad. What a lad. What a lad. The Spanish government said last week it planned to reduce the penalty for crimes of expression. Crimes of expression. Jesus. Get chills just saying that. Crimes of expression. You have been arrested for crimes of expression, citizen. Put your hands on the wall. Spread your legs. Here comes Big Brother. My hips are moving on their own, Oni-chan. Anyway, such as the glorification of terrorism, hate speech, and insults to the crown and religion. Bump them right out there. Insults to the crown and religion. This is not the 13th century, right? The Spanish Inquisition's back, boys. Actually, technically, the Spanish Inquisition are still around. They still exist. They just changed their name. In cases that involve artistic or cultural activities, besides attacks on the monarchy, Pablo Hassel's tweets and lyrics accuse police of torturing and killing demonstrators and migrants. The singer was found guilty of glorifying terrorism in a separate case in 2014, but his prison sentence was suspended in 2019 on condition that he did not reoffend within 3 years. Spain's freedom of speech controversy. Pablo Hasél will become the highest profile person to have actually gone to prison for a speech crime in Spain in recent years. Speech crime. But his case is only one of many that have caused controversy. Several other performers and bloggers have fallen foul of the criminal offence of glorifying terrorism, which is framed so broadly that any example of justifying a terrorist act, even if it took place a long time ago, can lead to a conviction. Now, I don't agree with justifying terrorist acts or trying to explain them and go, yeah, well, you kind of deserved it though, didn't you? Like, even for hot takes like that, a hot take shouldn't result in getting the cuffs slapped on. Don't like it? Debate against it. Don't call the police like a bloody pussy. In 2018, the rapper Valtinic had his jail term confirmed by Spain. I haven't cleared my throat a lot today, jeez, oh. By Spain's Supreme Court for glorifying terrorism and insulting the monarchy. Shut up with that one. With his promises of bullets for right-wing politicians and a noose for the king. Ooh, spice. Ooh, spicy. Yeah. I don't think that was actually, I think that was just a nice little bit of hyperbole. I don't believe he was actually going to kill people. The Brandenburg test. The Brandenburg test is your friend. The year before, Twitter user Cassandra Vera had been sentenced to prison for merely making jokes about the 1973 assassination of Gianfranco's number 2, Adam Luis Carrero Blanco, in a bomb attack by ETA Basque militants. Although she was acquitted on appeal. I mean, good, but she should never have been arrested in the bloody first place. The government has promised to review the law. The legal framing of speech crimes might seem a dry academic subject, but an explosion of graffiti artwork in Spanish cities in defence of Hasso in recent days suggests that many among Spain's youth believe there is a real issue of freedom at stake. There absolutely is. There absolutely is. One message Pablo Hasso expressed support for Victoria Gomez, a jailed member of the banned Marxist group Grapo. Elsewhere, he accused King Felipe VI and his father Juan Carlos, the former king, of several crimes. Now, these people are leftists, these people are Marxists, and, I can't comment on what the political persuasion, the political situation is in Spain. Maybe in fact, like I said, Spain's currently going through the 90s where rappers are getting arrested for songs. Maybe their left are the same ones that we had in the 90s too, where they actually care and try to defend freedom of speech. Maybe that's the case over there. Maybe they still have, the old school left, like the good left, the ones that did actually want to keep the government in check and protect freedom of speech. Maybe they do. Maybe that is the case. Simpler times. Hassel's real name is Pablo Rivadula Duro. He also backs the campaign for Catalan independence. Yeah, of course he does. In 2017, Catalan separatists triggered Spain's biggest political crisis since the death of fascist dictator Francisco Franco in 1975. Sunday's Catalan election gave the separatists a majority in the regional parliament. In 2018, rapper Valtinic was jailed for 3.5 years in Spain, but he fled to Belgium, where a court decided not to extradite him. He remains wanted under a Spanish arrest warrant. I mean, good. I mean, it's a real shame that he can't go home. Like, that must suck. Like, I imagine being stuck in a foreign country and you want to go back to your home nation, like where you were born, but if you go back you'll be arrested. That must feel terrible. But yeah, well, we've went back to the 90s. Well, Spain is currently going through our own 90s where we're investigating people and arresting them for song lyrics. Although I suppose, maybe it is current year because he also got arrested for some tweets he made. Those pesky, dangerous words. I hope you have a license. Those words registered. Those plates level 4. But yeah, absolute nonsense, absolute garbage. The man just made a few rap songs and a couple of tweets. Free this man.